Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. So the Wall Street Journal published this article where this journalist created a propaganda machine for $105 on Fiverr. So he went on Fiverr, he found someone, and that someone created a website for them. Now, there's a lot that to unpack here, and I'm going to try and unpack this from an SEO perspective, not really from a political perspective, because I'm not an expert on politics, or propaganda for that matter. But I'm going to tell you and kind of like go over this from an SEO perspective because there are a lot of things here that just don't make sense. And I imagine that the Wall Street Journal's journalist isn't really an SEO expert. So, you gotta need to take what they say with a grain of salt. Also, what this guy has done, I have done before, and I still do with a lot of my test websites, and I can tell you it's not as easy as they make it out to be. So we'll go ahead and unpack this, and we'll start with, just going over this. So what he did was it took 2 days and $105 and no expertise whatsoever to launch a fully automated AI-generated local news site capable of publishing thousands of articles a day with the partisan news coverage framing of my choice. And so what they did was this website was created, and what it does is it pulled news articles from the internet, or Google News in this case, and then rewrites them using AI, in this case ChatGPT, and then it publishes those articles with a biased slant towards either the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. In this case, he started with the Republican Party, so the slant was in favor of the Republican Party. And then later on, he pivoted and put the slant towards the Democratic Party. The reason for doing that was primarily to see how Google would react to this. And it's also worth adding that this was just one website, so he didn't create a whole network of sites. It could have a whole different effect. So he went on, he purchased the site on Fiverr, and he said he paid $80 for that, for the hosting, and for registration there was another $20, $30. So $110 for the entire site, which he created. He says domain and hosting was added for $25. So $80 plus $25, or $105. And then this person on Fiverr created the website, and I've gone on Fiverr and there are quite a few people that do this. You'll pay anywhere from $50 to $1,000, depending on if you want to get the website monetized, or if you just want the site to just auto-generate this stuff. There are options and there are tiers to this, and so I'm not gonna go and bad mouth the person that's providing the service, because obviously Fiverr thinks that this is a legitimate service, which I also think is fine. It's like a tool. It depends on how you use the tool. And so at NewsGuard, we identified thousands of pink slime sites, which are sites that put out propaganda, independent local news platforms that are actually secretly funded and run by political operatives. I instructed Navaz, the person who was building the site, to build an AI website like this to cover Ohio politics news from a conservative perspective, and this is the first one that he did. And so then a lot of the art, so this goes into like the creation process. The person created this, provided them with the login details, API keys, stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into that because it's not important for this discussion. What is important is this person says that, these articles were rewritten by AI, and they were published automatically. He was probably doing a few dozen articles a day on autopilot. And he said that you could earn money doing this, which I don't think is the case. So the first problem here with this article is that he says that people are earning money, and people commented on there that they were earning money, when in fact you cannot earn money doing this. Google will not place ads on your site if you do this, at least not anymore. If you go to Raptor, or you go to MediaWine, or any of these platforms where they place ads on your site, they're not gonna place ads because they can see that these are blatantly rewritten articles, and they don't want to be associated with that. So right off the bat, I'll tell you that this cannot be monetized. The second misconception here is that probably, again, this person not an SEO is writing this, is this, a lot of this crap will not rank. And so if you put it out there, there's an 80% chance it will not rank. There's a 20% chance it might get picked up, it might go somewhere. But again, if it's a new domain, if there's no backlink, there's no network, there's no relevance, it's not going to go anywhere. And so, yeah, even if I would bet that there are literally thousands of websites like that, and they never rank. It's just not worth doing something like that. And the people that create propaganda machines, I imagine they are experts, and they know exactly what they're doing. I'm not going to go into what they do to rank sites, but this is not how they do it. They're not creating AI content sites, that's for sure. And so 2 days of ownership, 2 days after assuming ownership of the Buckeye State Press, which was the name of the site that he created, I decided to flip the news site's allegiance from Bernie Murno to Sherrod Brown. And with a slight tweak to the prompt, the site began to churn out pro-Brown articles. Again, it's AI, obviously, so it will do this. And it goes into how the articles looked and how the slant was added with, again, is blatantly AI. And if you can tell, if I zoom in over here, there's some of the stuff that he references. You can say, okay, so that we can be sure that these services are in breach of copyright law, as there are many legitimate uses of these types of AI website building services, including situations where freelancers may not be pulling from copyrighted sources. And this was a response by a spokesperson for Fiverr. Now, I'm not a big Fiverr fan, and I think they're kind of sketchy, but, Fiverr is Fiverr, and I agree with them in this case that you can use this for anything. Like rental properties and divided stocks and dividend stocks, AI content farms are an easy passive income investment. The economics are straightforward. Set up an AI content farm, costs around $100, and ongoing cost include $5 a month for web hosting and the expense of running ChatGPT application. OpenAI's listed API price may estimate around $3 or less a month to publish 50 to 100 articles a day. Yes, that's the case, but it's not the case. So, in addition to hosting, you'd also need to pay for a WordPress plugin. I think it's called Freedly, which is $110 a month. So you'll pay for that in addition to the OpenAI, whatever the price is, depending on how many tokens you use. That's an additional cost in addition to, if it's a purchase theme, if it's a premium theme. Again, you'll be paying for that WordPress theme. Plus, there are options to use Word AI and other rewriting platforms that rewrite the article. So you're not just bound to OpenAI. In fact, I found that if you use the other ones, like Word AI, you'll probably turn out better rewritten articles. But again, that's an additional expense that will add to your expense. Yes, I agree, it's cheap, but you're not going to make money out of it. At least not that I've seen. I've seen no proof of people making money doing this. And I think that's a misconception over here. And again, so we shouldn't be deceived by these lighthearted testimonials and AI-generated content as occasionally borders on absurd. The appearance of legitimacy is everything online, and pink slime websites are a serious menace. They can generate viral falsehoods like the November 2023 incident reported by NewsGuard, in which a content farm falsely claimed that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's non-existent psychiatrist had committed suicide. So again, this is a network. In isolation, a single site cannot do anything. And I imagine there are many isolated single sites. And also, if it's a brand new domain, you're not going to get any traction. So a lot of the so-called pink slime websites that they're referring to over here are built on expensive aged domains, some as old as 20 years old, and they're really expensive. So if you want to really build a single site like that, it will cost you upwards of $1,500, not just because it's expensive to find a domain, but also the process is not as simple as finding someone on Fiverr. There's also a lot of SEO tweaks that you need to do to the site for it to rank, and then you need to build a network. So at $1,500 a month per website, or not per, probably not a month, but the creation cost. So $1,500 per website, and then you at least need to build a network of, let's say, 50 to 100 sites. That pretty much goes beyond what a regular person can afford, but it's well within what a state or a state actor can afford, and it's really nothing to do. So I kind of agree with this article, and I kind of don't agree with it. So let me know in the comments below if you've ever experimented with this kind of thing and what you think. Like and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next video.